All right, so I am finally back in Florida. Definitely more humidity than in California. But I just wanted to do my final thoughts on the event. There is going to be a giveaway, so make sure that you stay tuned, and that way you'll be able to see what it is, first of all, that I'll be doing as a giveaway, and then also how to enter. So I guess I'll start with the good. So the good is that the team did better. We are a newly formed Latin Saints. We are not the Saints from before. We're a new team, new ownership, new management, all of that. So a lot of people are kind of just haters, to be honest, and it's kind of ridiculous. I think Saturday showed that once we find our groove, we played real solid, and I think that that's something that we should continue, probably that aggression, which is, I like playing that way anyway, so having that aggression, I like playing the center that way, so, you know, live and learn. Like I had mentioned before, usually you are, by like Saturday, Sunday of the first layout weekend, you've already kind of figured out, okay, this is how this field's going to kind of play. And that would be after, 15, 20 points, whatever. We played about 20 something points. So because we figured it out, I don't know, I kind of feel like we were on track to figure out the layout in a normal amount of time. It's just a matter of it was a blind layout. The actual weather I thought was great. I know some people were saying that it was real hot. Yes, it's hot, but it wasn't humid, so I'm okay with that. That's something that I'm fine with. I keep bumping my mic. So let's go with the negatives. There was a lot of negatives for this event. I was expecting the venue to be larger. I've never been to Capitol Edge, but I understand it's a minor, so it's not going to be a huge venue, which is fine. But man, the playing conditions, I don't know. It just was not. It was just not a well put together event. Like, the venue just did not look good. What was annoying to me too was that in the back section, and this is where like the 5-man teams and all that had played, there was like a perfect grass field. So I get that there's already a watchtower thing, and I'm sure Impact and DMG are using that. Coaches are using that to see everything from an overhead view. So it's just easier for Go Sports to get up there and have somewhere that they can be all set up and all that. But the turf looked terrible. I'm trying to see it from the perspective also of a outside sponsor, Gatorade or whatever. If you said, oh yeah, this is professional paintball, it just doesn't look good. Like it was not a venue that was appealing. It was not something that, like the surrounding area, I don't know. I think taking that extra bit of time to set up a better looking venue, maybe not venue, but a better looking field, like that grass one in the back, it just looks better. And if we're trying to grow paintball and make it something, it just looked real, just kind of thrown together. It wasn't anything that looked good, and that's not okay. Yeah, so the actual vendor area itself didn't look great because they had that same kind of turfs. It was just dirty and did not look good. Also, the fact that so many of the bunkers, so they had it backed up, so the far side was shooting towards where the vendors were at, so they were bouncing off bunkers and going over. That's going to happen periodically, but I don't know, it seemed like it was pretty consistently going over into that area, and that's not something that's okay. Like, that's not cool. You have someone that's coming to watch and they want to go and buy something and then they get hit. I don't know, I'm just kind of like, that's not good for paintball. You don't want some grandma getting shot because she's in the vendor area. So yeah, I guess a plus side was that they had a couple food trucks there, so that was cool. Support local businesses, so that's cool. But the actual vendor area itself just didn't look great. And now we can talk about the reffing. So the reffing was pretty bad. They were throwing in not even like the B or C tier refs. Like there was literally one ref that was a dad of some player or something that I don't think he plays paintball at all. And they have him as a ref on the pro field. And I'm just like, I don't understand that. So you have people that are not professional refs. They're not flying in the good refs that they would for the majors. So I don't know. I'm just kind of like that changes the game. Like we had a point against Heat where we hit the buzzer, got called clean, and if you go back on the webcast, you'll see we got called clean, and then another ref runs over later on, I can't remember how much longer it was afterwards, and said no, he was hit. The ref that was standing right there, they're literally looking at the player as they spin. They called him clean. Like even if they missed something, the fact that they reversed a call like that, I'm just like, I don't understand that. Same thing with people playing on or whatever. Like I went and bunkered a player that I'm pretty certain I shot first. Whatever. Another player, I won't say what team, but another player I shoot, they wipe it blatantly, like the pit saw it, and there's a ref standing right there, and he got away with it. So yeah, it's just annoying, like it's just you spend a lot of time to prepare and away from family and away from just the real life, and you want it to be, ultimately this is a product. This is something that the NXL, I likened it to, this would be almost like McDonald's saying, okay, in Georgia, it's okay if we have lots of salmonella outbreaks. It's like, wait, why is this one, like, maybe Georgia's a smaller market, let's say, for this particular analogy. How is that okay? Like, this isn't something that the NXL is supposed to be the highest echelon of competition, and should be something that people are wanting to go to. The fact that there was only like 30 something teams or 40 teams and 13 of those were pro, what is going on with that? So that is just kind of ridiculous. Yeah, so that's something that the NXL needs to figure out, because it's just not okay. It's not something that should be allowed. It's kind of like the Philly event. Like, why is it that now it's great, the grass is beautiful there, but the fact that, like, you're gonna hurt people, it's not a good thing. Yeah. And then the last thing I'll say is, it's related to this event. It's kind of ridiculous what happened with Legion. So at the beginning of the year, the NXL said you have to compete in at least one of the minors. You can play both of them if you want, and they'll take the highest score, but you have to compete in at least one of them. That's just what it was this year. That's how the league was doing it. And then Legion is just allowed to not show up because they're having a hard time getting their players over. Legion also has some people in the States. Like, I realized that it wouldn't be the top echelon pro whatever squad that they usually have, but I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I realize that Chicago is right around the corner. Like, literally it's like 3 weeks away till we start practicing for that. So I get that it's difficult, but you also agreed to be part of this league. Like, and according to the rule book, and maybe they have something different for minors, they basically just got a 0, but last place gets a 1 point. So the fact that they get a 0 I don't know, for a team that still went and competed, got last place. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. According to the rule book, from my understanding, is that if a pro team doesn't show up, they forfeit their franchise. Legion shouldn't have a team, and you guys can, agree or disagree, whatever. I'm gonna have to look and double check what the rulebook says, but the fact that the NXL is making exceptions for teams, I realize there's a lot of political stuff. I realize all of that stuff. I'm not going to get involved in that, but this is still part of it. Like, I spent money to get out here. Everyone else spent money to get out there. It was difficult for me to get out. I mean, not taking like a week, but one of our guys, sometimes it takes him like 6 days to travel or something stupid to get over here because he comes up from Colombia or Venezuela, something like that. So it's just like, I get that it's difficult for them, but that's not okay. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. But I mean, if the Iron Men didn't show up, what are they just going to get a 0 as well? I mean, Dynasty and Impact, maybe they want to go save money, so they just don't go to World Cup and just get a 0 because they can't spend the money, or they just skip Chicago because it saves them money. I get it's an expensive sport, but if you're in pro, like, the Steelers can't just not show up like to a game. So I don't know. It is kind of ridiculous. So I'll leave that all to you to discuss and maybe ask questions. But it is kind of ridiculous. We're gonna move forward. So what I'm gonna be doing for this giveaway is I am going to be giving away one of those. I only have a couple remaining of the regs, so the How to Play Paintball regulators. So to enter, first you need to make sure that you are subscribed and that you like this video. You're going to go ahead and put in the comments what's something that you agree with or disagree with what I said, and maybe if there was something else that you liked or disliked about the event, or some stuff that I said about Legion, something like that. And then go ahead and email me, howtoplaypaintball05@gmail.com, and I'm going to go ahead and pick a winner. I'll put around here somewhere, I'll put when I'll be emailing that winner. But in that email, just put, Powerhouse giveaway or something like that. This just makes it easier than trying to go through YouTube. So I can email you directly and get your information. If you are international, you are going to have to help with covering shipping for this. If you're domestic in the U.S., don't worry about shipping. This is, it's nothing to my international viewers. It's just getting stuff shipped can be kind of expensive. So, overall, I mean, I'm glad that we ended the event better. Obviously not the finish that we wanted, but I think the team just needs to keep pushing. And a lot of people that are saying, well, you should play with a different team or blah, 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 blah. Guys, please remember, Thunder lost their pro spot before, and then because of the expansion, got their pro spot back, and now look at them. ML Kings faced relegation. I was a part of the organization when that was the case, and now are consistently making Sunday. It takes time. It's not easy to compete in pro. So so anyways, thank you everyone that said hi. Thank you everyone for all the support. I appreciate it, guys. So again, thank you so much, and I'll see you in Chicago. And as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.